YouTube Rewind happened. We have a YouTube Rewind for 2019. And I mean, listen, guys, people are still mad. People are, what is it? What is going on? What are people so mad? They wake up in the morning, everybody's mad.
Yeah.
What's going on here? It's just angry in general. It's no fun. 3.3 million thumbs down, 1.6 million thumbs up for the time being. I mean, it's definitely, people aren't as mad as 2018, but Google, YouTube, they basically said, look, you hated our video from last year, so this year, I think the top comment is, so this year we're not even going to try. I wouldn't say this year we're not even going to try. I think it was just, how do you respond to people really hating your narrative? Well, yeah, you get away from narrative. You do a highlight reel. It's like a sports show. It's just a highlight reel. It's all, here's the most liked videos, most liked creators. Here's the different segments. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, they're just going back to, the top 10 kind of thing, countdown. It's fine.
I don't have a problem with it. I watched this video. I understand. Kirk said that one of the criticisms was that it's boring. Well, I don't know. What do you want it to be? I think people think this one is boring because they had so much fun hating the last one.
Right.
Now, they just want hate bait. Is that a word?
Maybe.
They want hate bait. They want the entertainment associated with hating something.
Yeah.
And when YouTube didn't give them that bait, they didn't give them that thing, they felt they were missing something this year. Because hate, I feel like you can be addicted to hate. Like a lot of other things, you can get a rush from it. You can go in there and start drumming up your memes and try to get the brownie points for being the funniest hater kind of thing. And look, I'll admit, I don't know if I ever responded to the last year's, I don't know if I talked about it publicly or whatever, but certainly amongst this group, when we watched last year's Rewind, we were like, oh man, geez, that's a rough one. So I understand the motivation. I'm not blaming anyone, but I think it's just important to zoom out a little bit and realize what might be attractive about that. And there's really nothing you can pinpoint to hate about this one. You don't get that hate you were looking for in your own body, that drive. You know what it is, Will? That feeling of oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's my turn now. Yeah. This is just a highlight reel. Like, where are you going to go? There's really no water cooler potential here. There's no hot take potential. The only hot take is you called it in. The hot take is you didn't try hard enough. That's the only potential hate for this.
Right.
And if that's the only potential hate, that ain't too spicy. It's not spicy enough. People want spicy details. People want, political this and that. And people want salaciousness. Well, human beings, 2019.
Yes.
You can't figure them out in 2019, can you? It's a weird one. It never really made 100% sense to me. I never really fully received it in that fashion. I'm not saying I'm immune to the idea of the hate parade. I kind of understand the motivation, like I said before. But it's always been weird to me to be this thing you're disconnected from. You have really nothing to do with that. You have this strong motivation to yell and scream, But that's coming from a guy. I had a hard time getting in a crowd at a concert. I mean, I'm looking around, man. I had a hard time just being there, just banging my head. I look around. I'm like, well, am I in this crowd right now? What are we?
People like the drama, man.
I'm like, what are we doing? I can't help it. So, people, they do. And they want to, people want to be the ones to have the hottest meme. They want to be the one to get the most pats on the back. I mean, that's going to bring us to the next story, actually. this idea of the gratification associated with those kind of digital metrics. This contest. And it's no different for us. We make a video, we need some views. We make a video. You know, you gotta be some metrics, you gotta pay attention. And it's obvious why it works. But the difference between a view metric and a like metric is one of them is a job. The other one, it's a bit more squirrely, particularly hard to figure out. And I had this issue on Twitter recently. Hard to figure out where you're contributing to something and where you're just making noise, man. Where you're building and where you're breaking. It's complicated, it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard to know the difference.
Yeah.
When these metrics are playing on your psyche. So I'm just talking right now. I'm just making noises, but I actually have no hate for the 2019 YouTube Rewind.
Do you think, in the later years, if YouTube keeps on doing this, that the hate will just subside? If they do this kind of, this form of video?
No, YouTube is a fun target for the kingdom of hate. It's just a fun target. Huge corporate entity. Who am I even yelling at? Who am I mad at? It was like I was saying to you earlier, the more popular you are, the more justified the hate. So in other words, a person's on stage and there's a giant crowd of people and you're like 37 rows deep and you yell something nasty, you say, you would just turn your head, you just dip out.
Yeah, the exit's right beside you.
Like your identity is obscured by the size of the crowd that you are in at the moment that you cast the hate forward. Once you're isolated.
Yeah, once you're in the spotlight.
Once you're singled out.
Yeah.
Once the spotlight, the C parts, and the spotlight is just on you. Let's see what you say then. Let's see what you say then.
I'm a diff writer here.
You want to stand by those comments, or do those comments only work because your identity is obscured?
Yeah.
And so that's something to consider. That this entire exercise only works because you're a part of a gigantic crowd in this moment. I'm not trying to look. I don't even really care. These videos aren't. I'm not sitting around each year thinking I can't wait for Rewind. They pop up. I'll watch them. And in many ways, you could make the argument that everybody who hated on the one, maybe they should just make stuff people hate because it billion views on it.
Double down?
Last year's was the least liked video. Probably had a couple views, Will.
Yes.
Probably have 5 or 6 views. Oh, 185 million?
No. Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
185 million. Had a couple of views on it. So now people want to say, so what? So what if it has views? Well, here's what it is. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Because chances are, if you're paying attention to it, you are contributing to it, not away from it. The noise you're creating is bringing more attention to the thing that you're saying you hate so much. You see what I'm saying? This is the outrage thing. This is the Donald Trump thing, getting elected. It's all this stuff. Is just figure out which hashtag you're contributing to. You might be bringing more noise, or you might be bringing more signal than noise. You might be re-amplifying the thing that you hate so much. I'm just saying be careful out there. You never know. Algorithms, for the record, they take all that stuff into consideration. They're looking for action and activity.
Yeah, they don't care about feeling, emotions.
Algorithms don't care about your feelings.
No.
Well, they might if those feelings affect your clicks. But I'll tell you what, Facebook figured it out, Twitter figured it out, YouTube figured it out. Outrage, that stuff sells. That stuff, you want to start talking about daily active users? Get them angry. Make them angry and they log in every day. What are they saying about me? What are they saying in general? Get them angry, they log in every day. It's a tough human emotion. Rewind 2019, it's a highlight reel. I thought it was fine. I don't really, what else you want them to do at this point? You want them to do a whole narrative story? So just to provide you with the hate fuel? Nah, I would prefer them just do this. Do a highlight reel. Show us what happened in the year of 2019 on YouTube. Give us a rough idea. Give me a 5-minute glimpse. And don't, because I've been in them in the past, I should say. Yeah. I probably was in 2 different ones. I don't remember. Maybe it was just one. I can't remember. And I was out there and I'm like, what are we doing? I'm going to do a dance routine now? I'm going to do a dance routine? What was I in 2016? I mean, it's hard. How do they figure out what you're supposed to do? How do they figure out what you're supposed to do when they put this weird group of people together? It's really hard. There's Marquez dancing. How is it not going to be awkward? How are you not going to hate it? I mean, there's no way for it to come out, for it to go well. There's me right there. There's no way for this to go well. That wasn't actually in the official video, though. That was an Easter egg. And they were dancing in the box, and then I unboxed the box, and it's halfway up my nose over there.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of scary.
I did not expect that.
But it's hard because you put everybody outside their comfort zone, and then you end up with this really awkward thing of the only reason these people... It's kind of like a YouTube... Not every YouTube collab, but it's like a lot of YouTube collabs where there's that underlying sense of awkwardness that the reason these humans are together is because there's enough of a connection there just based on these loose...
It's like, hey, we're all influencers.
Yeah, YouTubers. I don't know. It always felt kind of strange to me.
Get together.
The thing that happens with the highlight reel is it lets... There's me again. The highlight reel lets everybody exist in their own space. It lets everybody exist in their own lane. That the thing they're actually doing, it's a better representation of what's happening on the platform as opposed to these choreographed things. So that's my opinion. I actually prefer it. I don't mind. YouTube Rewind 2019. I think it's a better representation of the platform as a whole, even though you can't hate it. And you can't, and it didn't deliver the hate bait.